Hi guys, so many of you have found the toe deep divot such a good drill, and it's a game changer if you've never explored rotating the face whilst the club is still behind the hands. What I want to do tonight is I want to just explore that a bit further and look at how you're actually creating leverage in the most effective and efficient way for you. Now this is not a one size fits all. So be really careful, guys, to not just think, oh, this is it. Marcus has given me the secret. I'm going to go and try it, and it's going to work for everyone. There is no one size fits all, and there's no particular explicit way of moving. This is now an exercise we're going to do to explore the leverage in a different way, in terms of how you can get that more effortless power through impact while squaring the face. So what I want to do is just talk first of all about the leverage. Now, it's quite a tricky exercise to get this. You need some grass, okay? So I suggest you don't go digging up your lawn at home unless you've got permission. Or a bunker. A bunker is a perfect place to do this. What we're going to do is we're going to recognise how we can swing the club freely from the wrist. We've got to recognise our repertoire of movement from the wrist, because that is what is moving the golf club. How are we allowing our wrist to function? And is this moving as part of an efficient sequence, an efficient lever system, which is allowing us to control, i.e. close the club face as well, in a controlled manner? So what I'm going to do is just raise the butt of the golf club straight up. Okay, and I can kind of feel the head. So it's in line with my zip. Okay, what I'm going to do now is, as I lift the butt end up, I'm going to let the club head swing to the side. Okay. And I'm just going to let it swing. Now, depending on how you grip it, it's going to feel a bit different. Okay, but I'm just picking the club up. So what I'm going to do is pick it up, swing it up, throw it up vertically, so it's not swinging back. At first you might find you're doing this because you're so used to swinging the golf club this way with your arms and controlling it. We're going up. I want you to get that golf club up as quick as you can. Let's say to chin height, roughly, as quick as you can with the butt, and let that club head just swing to the side. I even want you to feel the weight of the club head. So it feels heavy. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the butt end straight down. Watch this. And notice what this does. It swings it back behind the hand. I pull down, the club swings out. And I've got a leading edge digging into the ground. So I've got this rotation of the handle here, and I've got an elevation of the handle. Think of the linear. This is the linear aspect of it. The handle's going straight up and then it rotates. Just make a few swings and get the leading edge digging. And as I pull down, I get more power. Of course, we're not swinging like this in a golf swing, but what's going on here is we are displacing the handle quickly and as far as we can away from the ground. And we're creating this torque as we're doing it. It's leverage. And then as I pull the handle down, I can transfer that. I can create momentum from this lever by pulling down, and it throws the club out. And I'm going down. Now, of course, we're not doing this in a golf swing. The body does all the work for swinging the arms. We don't want to be doing all the work with the arms to swing the club and to turn the body. We use our body as a pivot and it throws the club. We can just control where it's going through awareness. So with both hands now, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to throw the club up, and look, there's a lot of power here. So it's a chopping action, if you like. And I could really leave it behind the hands and leave it really late before I snap it. Notice what this hand's doing. My trail hand is rotating, it's supinating the elbow flexors, and this is elevating everything. Let the arms lift off the body and let the club just fall to the side. And then pull the handle down and in, straight down to the floor, and it will work in towards you, and that's what throws the club out. This is centripetal acceleration. This is what we need in a golf swing. But it's combining the jackknife. If you've not seen that video, go back a few weeks on a tutorial on a Sunday night, and it's combining the toe deep divot. That is also really important. That's from a lesson video a long time ago. You follow the link on the screen for the toe deep divot and the jackknife. That's going to help you recognise what you're doing here. You'll feel elements of what we're just doing in your golf swing when you then go to take a divot. You're going to hear something different. You're going to hear the bounce. You're going to hear that thud. The leading edge cutting into the ground. And then the bounce creating that noise with the ground. And look at all that dig. We need to be steep. We need to be de-lofted. Because as soon as we push off the ground, that releases the club. We are adding loft. We are raising our swing arc. So what appears to be a very deep, chunky divot, maybe, by doing this, with a push off, becomes a shallow divot. I'd suggest a gap wedge. This is a 54. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a few little chip shots. Just getting that leading edge digging, getting the ball first. Look how low that's coming out. It's like a top. There we go. Look at that. Digging in. Butt goes up. Handle rotates away from the target. Very quick. And we throw it up with the elbow too. Everything helps elevate it, and then it's the reverse. This goes down, that rotates, and it comes back down. So this may even look, you might think, well, that doesn't really look like a funky exercise mark, because it's starting to look from here behind like a normal golf swing. It's because it is. As soon as I start to rotate my body now, that swings the club back, and that's what starts to look like a traditional, if you like, conventional takeaway. Guess what? It's all in front of the body. Everyone's trying to keep the club in front. What they're doing is they're doing it this way. They're rotating with it. Everybody's trying to control the club and keep the arms in front, but the problem is they're using their arms to rotate the body. It's like throwing a ball like this. They're not letting the arms swing and letting the body do its job. So here we're letting the arms swing freely out in front, and then we can rotate with it. So it's allowing you to use your pivot freely, because we've got the up and the down, and we've got the club head swinging freely behind the hinge as we do it. And then to swing the club round the body, we're just turning. We're rotating. We're using the 1, 2, 3, 4. And you'll feel how this integrates naturally into your swing. You don't have to start thinking, oh, yeah, this is how I'm hitting it, and this is how I'm going to release it, and concentrate here. Yep, I'm in the right place, and now pull it down. It's an exercise, guys, just for awareness. This is not the whole swing described technically. This detail is not, look, this is how you've got to swing the club in this precise manner. These are just components, and not all, just some, but important ones that we can just amplify our senses to, our awareness of. So we've got some feeling of the club, of the grip going up. We've got some feeling of the club rotating this way. So we've got an opportunity now to swing it out and down and steeper, up and down, Get that club swinging. Look at that. You'll start to feel this rhythm to it, this momentum that you're creating by going up, throwing the club back, and letting it drop back down. And it creates its own arc. And I can guarantee when you video your golf swing, if you do, video it from face on, when you then make a swing, you'll feel all these components, but it won't look anything like it feels. Because we're misinterpreting how a golf swing should be made. We're misinterpreting how it should feel. We're looking at golf swings and we see movement like this, and we see movement like this, and we see movement like this. And we keep checking it, and even the top players do, but the forces they're creating aren't actually generated that way. It's joint interaction. So we're just elevating our awareness of what we can do at the end of the chain, and then we can let the body start to do its job, and then the whole thing takes on a different form, and it starts to look like more of a conventional kind of golf swing, but underpinning it are very different feelings. But it'll look like a normal golf swing. You might even feel like you're doing this and feel like you're throwing that club head, I'm rotating it really quick behind the hands, but don't go with it. You might find you start taking it one piece and all this business. Watch this, when you do this, and then video yourself doing it in a swing, it'll even probably look as if you're still swinging one piece. And I don't like the word takeaway, I don't like the one piece takeaway kind of analogy, I don't like all that stuff, I'm not into that particular kind of philosophy. It's just a golf swing, momentum. And what we're doing here is we're starting to recognise where the movement from the body's coming from. It's a pivot, how that plays its role, and then where the swinging of the club here comes from. It's coming from a reaction to the pivot, letting the arms swing, but we're becoming more aware of how the arms are reacting. And then I'm going to go to a longer club now, so I'm going to go to a 7-iron, and let's see what that's like. Same exercise, let that club go up and let the club head fall behind. You're going to have to throw it pretty quick, it's not slow. We get so used to controlling the thing slow to try and be methodical and precise. I've got to be here, can't be there, and it's like we're slowing ourselves down. We're really training, guys, our subconscious here, not the conscious. Okay, we don't need to be consciously aware of how we move in everyday life. We don't even have to be consciously aware of where we've been. So doing that with the 7-iron, notice elbow folds. It's basically creating a slingshot effect when you make the full swing. But first we're going to do that exercise. Up and down. So this is a 7-iron. Look how low that's coming out. It's coming out so low. We can start to introduce more swing. I'm just going to do a half a swing. I'm not even going to try and copy that or manipulate it. I'm just going to feel how the club gets thrown behind the hands. Ball, turf, nice low, drilling flight, touch a draw. I'm not trying to play full shots, it's just 3/4 shots. Bit heavy, fell back. So this is now leading on to body movement. Now what I'd want to just share with you is something else we moved on to with the guys, with Ugo and Otto, a bit of lead leg work. So we took a narrow stance inside the shoulders, ball in the middle, and then we took our trail foot, moved it across to the lead foot just behind, and went on our tiptoes, balls of the feet, tiptoes, crease in the toe box there. So now we're on the lead leg, so we're just getting used to being in front of the ball with the lead shoulder. Low points in front, picking the club up and letting it drop. It's going along the floor, but it's out the middle, and it's ball then turf, squashing that ball like plasticine. So you must take your stance, because the big pitfall on this exercise is that you just go straight up to it with your lead leg, and now it's in front of your lead leg, so in effect that would be there in a stance, and that's not the normal place it would be there. So you're going to feel like you're way in front, and that's where you should be for this exercise, because Like all these exercises, we're just exploring extreme ranges of these movements. And that just goes up, not swinging it back and then going up. It's not that and then that. Straight away, it's that. So this is steep, so de-lofted, steep, and from the inside relative to the, if you like, ball to target line, and it's behind the hands. And you're in front of the golf ball with your low point, lead side, weight on the lead side. I mean, it's like everything your body wants to experience, and then you can go to a full swing. Or if I'm just going to play a 3/4 swing, and then just play what feels like a normal kind of swing. I'm going to try and get a bit of torque on this one. And it's like, first thing that goes through your mind when you say that is, what's he mean by that? He's just said torque, what's he doing? I can read your mind. It's like, what's he mean by torque now? What's he going to do when I'm going to torque the ground? I'm going to, just as per the last couple of weeks' tutorials, I'm going to drop, and then I'm going to rip the mat. I'm going to rip the vector mat. I'm going to counter rotate into the floor with my shift, that's the 3. I'm going to push off. So I'm swinging it up, dropping into 3, and then ripping the floor. And that's definitely stopped it going left, because now I've got more torque, I'm rotated, club's later, face is more open because it's later. Let's try it again. Just going to feel this. I'm going to feel counter rotation, rip that floor, rip that carpet. Oh, God, I tried too hard. I went in with my arms, I early released, get that 54, turn it down and get that ball popping out low, stinging. You know you're on it then, because then that transfers to the longer clubs, because as soon as you go for more power, you are throwing the weight, and that starts to add loft. It starts to shallow the thing out. The swing radius gets greater, the swing arc shallower. So we've got to be forward, steeper, closed, compressing it for fun. Getting that power with that shaft lean, which comes naturally because it's lagging through the lever system. And then you can just let it go, and not just physically, mentally too.